Hey guys, and welcome back to New Earth Alchemy, where we're learning how to take the cards that we were dealt and play the game of life to the best of our abilities. Maybe find a better card, maybe like a rare card or something to play with lots of XP, which is essentially what the next couple of episodes is going to be about, because New Year's resolutions are right around the corner, and I don't like those. I think that we should ditch those. So this time of year, every year, I take the opportunity to talk about why I don't think you should make any New Year's resolutions. So the plan is to spend this episode convincing you of other ulterior choices, options, modalities, and mindsets. But if you're one of those people that New Year's resolutions actually work for, then disregard me. Carry on with your life. You're doing a great job. We can maybe have you on and talk about how that works for you. Because for most of us, New Year's resolutions do not work. New Year, New Me is full of great intentions that most of which never even get off the ground. Some of which do, but putter out pretty quickly. Which makes sense when looking at the energies that we have to work with. Because in the dead of winter, it's the dead of winter. Nobody wants to do anything. Nobody has any energy. Nothing has energy. The plants aren't doing anything. The animals are hibernating, and we are the same. So it makes absolutely zero sense for us to decide, oh, this is when I'm going to pick up all of the new habits. This is when I'm going to change my life. This is when I'm going to start doing all of the things. We don't have any energy to work with during this time of year. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't still set some goals and intentions. You definitely should still do that. But instead of trying to hit the ground running on January 1st, maybe we just slow our pace a little bit and treat it more of the same way that we treat our new moon intentions. Because everything cycles, right? And everything's the same types of cycles, the waning and the waxing and the ebb and the flow. So if we take the same concept of manifesting with the phases of the moon and make it bigger to where it fits over the course of a whole year, we would place the new moon energy itself around April 1st with the beginning of spring. And I'll circle back around to that in a second. But right now would be more of the waning third quarter type of area. That's the type of energy that we're working with right now. And that's the planning phase, the clearing and cleaning and making room for phase. So right now the energy's still really slow and more internalized. We want to be thinking about what it is that we want. And yes, we're already doing that with setting our goals and intentions. And if you're super excited and this is your year and you're feeling it and you're into it, then do what works best for you. But for the majority of us, I would say let's not try to really hit the ground running because we're looking to make substantial, long-lasting, long-term changes, right? And remember, the slower pace that you tackle something, the less likely you are to make mistakes. So we want to do these goals right. We want to set these things into motion in a way that they will stay in motion, building momentum and carrying us straight into our goal almost effortlessly. And the truth is that this time of year, the new year, is just too much for a lot of us to jump full-fledged into something else. Aside from not having the energy to work with, we just spent 2 months with back-to-back holidays that really get to a lot of us just in and of themselves. And then with the lack of sunlight, a lot of us struggle with simply getting out of bed, much less getting out of bed and starting a whole new exercise routine, changing everything about the way we eat. A lot of us are already drowning and spread so thin between all of the responsibilities and obligations to everybody and everything around us during the holiday season that New Year, New Me is just another thing to add to our plate of stress and overwhelm. Why would we do that to ourselves? Remember, the energy is what we want to focus on. And if the energy of trying to do all of that and then add more to it is stressful for you and overwhelming for you, let's not do it. It is more harmful to our mental health to say we're going to do something and then be unable to hold to those than it is to be more honest with ourselves and more gentle with ourselves and be like, I don't have the capacity for that right now. So instead of trying to jump into these goals and execution of them, I'm going to bide my time. And right now, I'm just sitting around thinking about my goals and I'm planning how I'm going to execute them. Maybe I'm getting my journal out and making notes, asking questions that I need to find answers to, doing research, making lists, looking around my already established life and style and seeing what needs to change within that. What do I need to clean? What do I need to clear? What do I need to get rid of? Where could I insert more of that which is going to get me closer to my goal and start letting go of that which is holding me back or wasting my time? What's been holding me back thus far? Why have I not accomplished this goal already? Have I tried it in the past? What went wrong? How can we tweak it? Is it realistic for you and who you are? The more you analyze this, the easier it's going to be to execute. And you don't necessarily, now I'm going to get back around to that April spring thing. You don't necessarily have to wait until any point. And that's another thing that really bothers me about it, because waiting until January 1st or waiting until Monday or making it some big thing is, for one, a form of procrastination, because why put off till tomorrow that which you can do today? It's just procrastination. You don't need to wait till Monday. You don't need to wait to the first of the month or the first of the year to start something. And in fact, if you choose to wait until that moment, then you're building it up too much in your head. You're giving it too much power in the wrong way. And it's more likely to crash and burn because you've built it up and it's become a sense of stress and because obviously you don't want to do it, right? If you wanted to do it, you would just start it today. You would start it tomorrow. You would start it as soon as you could if you wanted to do it. But you're putting it off until the first of the month, the Monday, the first of the year, whatever, because you don't actually want to do the thing. So now you have the anticipation building, and that's stressful. It's like a looming deadline, and that's going to create more friction, more resistance, and make it harder to really get going, to stick with. For truly lasting results, it doesn't need to have that much momentum and energy in the wrong direction. It needs to be simple, easy, just another part of who you are, like how you brush your teeth or do your hair. It needs to become habitual, just a part of who you are, something you don't really think about a whole lot. Because if you put too much merit on it, then it becomes a chore. It becomes a nagging, gnawing thing in your head, in your body. It's like if you're trying to quit a bad habit, going about it as in counting it's been this many days since, and every single day you're like, it's been 5 days since I've done that. It's been 7 days since I've done that. It's been 10 days since I've had a drink. It's been 12 days since I've had a cigarette. And you're doing that every single day. You're still feeding that addiction. You're feeding that thing that you're trying to quit. You're giving it all of your energy. You're giving it all of your thoughts, all of your importance. So make sure that you're choosing goals that you actually want. You have to feel good about them. You have to desire them. And a lot of us take this topic. Talking is hard sometimes. A very common goal this time of year for New Year's resolutions is weight loss. Okay, per example. Well. How resistant are you to the things that are going to get you a goal like weight loss? Okay, and it's because we're going about it in the wrong way. It doesn't, and that can still be your goal. You can still absolutely have the goal of weight loss, but we need to reformulate it around something positive. Because why are you choosing that goal? Is it because you feel negative about your appearance in your body now? Is it because you're beating yourself up and, oh, every time you look in the mirror and maybe you don't feel so great and maybe your clothes are tight and it makes you uncomfortable? Listen to all these negatives that I'm listing out. You're not happy with where it is. So instead of beating ourselves up about it and holding all of this energy that's negatively connotated, we need to focus on the desire itself, which is feeling better, looking better, being proud of who you are, being proud of your body, being happy and at ease when you look in the mirror and think about your body. So if you're putting off the goal, you're putting off the work for the goal because you think about this goal and you're like, oh, it sounds like so much work. I got to figure out how to eat. I got to exercise. I got to go on a diet. I got to join a gym. All of that resistance is going to hold you back, and you're not, if you get your goal, if you accomplish your goal, and you may, people keep doing it this way, so it works for some people for sure. But most people, they'll do it for a little while, reluctantly, and then they'll fall off, and then they'll stop. And then the crash from stopping, from not succeeding, messes you up even worse than where you started. So now you're beating yourselves up because not only have you you've not reached your goals, but you've just piled on more things to be mad at yourself about. So that's why we're going to take the time to plan. We're going to take the time to analyze it and do the mental work first. Do the emotional work first, the shadow work first, so that when we do, and again, we don't have to wait until April, we don't have to wait until a certain day, and we should not wait until a certain day or time. We should allow the energy to come to us when it comes to us with the intention of it coming to us. So you plan and plan and plan and think and think and think and meditate and meditate and meditate as much as you can until you cannot possibly anymore. And then one day you have inspired action to start taking steps to bring it into reality. Because remember, the energy is what matters. The energy is what's important. That's where we need to focus all of our intentions, attention, goals, desires, motivations, yada yada. Figure out what your goal is and dissect it until you get to the basic emotions, feelings, representative points of that goal. We don't want to lose weight just for the sake of losing weight. We want it because we want to feel good. We want it because we want to be happy with who we are. We don't actually want to save money just for the sake of saving money. We want what the emotions and the feelings that we think money's going to get us. The freedom, the leisure and luxury. We don't want this relationship or that relationship just for the sake of having the relationship. We want the emotions and the feelings that we think come with that relationship. So make sure that you know what your actual goal is. And most likely it's not what you think it is. Most likely it's the feelings and the emotions that you have put on the thing that's kind of blanketing the emotions. You think that the weight loss, the saving money, the yada yada, the whatever is going to get you the emotions. Just erase any thoughts of what you think are going to bring you the emotions and just skip straight to focusing on the emotions. When you allow yourself to release what you think is going to bring you those emotions and just open your heart, open yourself, open your reality, open your mind to the possibilities of it coming from somewhere you couldn't even begin to imagine it would have came from there, then they do start to trickle in from very strange, odd places that you would have never dreamt of. But if you had stayed closed and single-minded on, no, this is exactly the only thing that will get me those feelings and emotions, then you tie your own hands. You tie the hands of the universe. You close yourself off to the possibilities that you couldn't even fathom. Not to say that you shouldn't pursue actively that which you think is going to bring you these emotions. I'm just saying, do so with good energy, making sure that you're adding ease and happiness and peace in there instead of stress and overwhelm and anxiety. We want to stay as far away from stress, overwhelm, and anxiety as we possibly can. We want this pursuit to be fun. We want it to be enjoyable because we want lasting results. We want this to stick. We want to be doing it for the rest of our lives. And with that in mind, remember that we overestimate what we can do in a year, but we underestimate what we can do in 5. So when you zoom out, because most of us are very, very zoomed in to what's going on right now, what our life looks like right now. We're thinking about year 2025, and that's just a small chunk. That's 1 year in the whole grand scheme of our lives. We don't want to pinpoint too much. We want to zoom out, and when you zoom out, things become clearer. They make more sense. They're less overwhelming, less stressful, because now you've put a time frame on your goals, and you're like, well, instead of being like, I'm going to write this book this year, maybe not. Maybe it'll take you 2. Maybe it'll take you 3. Maybe you don't know the information that you need to know yet to finish it. It's coming later. We don't know how things are going to play out. That being said, also, don't get stuck in the trap of stagnation, sitting and waiting for something to fall in your lap. You do the work around that and make sure you're not holding yourself back out of fear of failure, out of fear of success. People are notorious for holding themselves back out of fear, because if they don't get started on something, then they can't fail at it. If they don't get started on it, they can't succeed. And yes, people are terrified of success. They absolutely are, because with success comes responsibilities and eyes on you, and people don't want that. They really don't. So you'd probably be very surprised to hear not only that most people self-sabotage their own success, but you may be self-sabotaging your own success. What? Not you, right? You's a go-getter. A lot of people do get stuck in the planning phase, and they want to consume all of the information about the thing before they start the thing. But there's no greater teacher and learning experience than doing the thing, experiencing the thing, how it actually unfolds in life. There's a difference in book work and field work, and the books can't teach you anything about what the field work is actually like. You have to actually go out there and do the field work to really be able to understand. So please make sure you're not holding yourself back, being stuck in the planning phase. Pay attention to the energies around you and the energies in your body, and formulate your goals and your intentions to work with your thoughts, your life, who you are, how you are, so that you can find pathways to your success that are easy and fun, and maybe sometimes challenging, but worth it. Perseverance, right? Perseverance. Usually the best things happen right after a really hard, challenging era with them.
Never back down, never what? Never give up. Never back down, never what? Never give up. Let's get it.
Never back down, never give up. We're here for the rest of our lives. So choose goals that you're willing and happy and want to work on for the rest of your life. And when you focus on the feelings and the emotions of the goal, it's a whole lot easier to hold on to those for that long, for the rest of your life. It's a whole lot easier, it's a whole lot simpler if you're just focusing on the emotions. And we don't know what's going to bring us happiness and peace and joy and luxury and leisure and great relationships, but we know that those are our goals, and we know that we're working on it, and we know that we're keeping ourselves focused towards it, and we will get there. We just keep chipping away at it a little bit at a time, because a little bit at a time is how it works. And that's what we're going to talk about next week, is habits and routines. And about the April thing, April is so much better as a new year than January? Because spring kicks off the astrological calendar. So if you follow astrology, spring is the beginning of the year. What starts with Aries season. I think it's like April 20th, something like. And Aries, being the first astrological sign in the year, has the fire. It's a fire element. It's got all the drive, all the go, all the get up and let's make things happen energy attached to it. So perhaps that's a better beginning of the year for us and our goals. But again, plan now, think about it now, meditate on it now, do the mindset and mental work now. Look around your life now, clean and clear and get rid of and set boundaries and create space for what you want to come into manifestation, into the reality you want. And then hit the ground running when you feel ready to do so, when you feel called to do so, being sure that you're not holding yourself back out of fear and procrastination. And I'll leave you with that for now. So that's your homework, is go set your goals, make sure they're good goals and focused in the right way with the right energies, and don't have any resistance or ness tied to them. We want to be happy and motivated and intrigued and inspired and in awe of our goals. So good luck. I wish you all the best. If you need any help, let me know. So in the Patreon, I made us a calendar. It's completely customizable and editable, and it's a whole 12-month calendar with also a week or planner. Yeah, planner is the word. And like there's a place for notes, and I synced it to the moon and Mercury retrograde, so all of that's in there. Members of the Patreon get it for free. If you don't want to join the Patreon, that's okay. You can just buy it straight out. It's like $10. But if you're an Apple customer, and I didn't do this, Apple did this, okay? Apple marks everything up $4.50 more than what its actual price is. So that's not my fault. That's them trying to make sure that they get their hands in every little nook and cranny and penny that they can. So sorry. But the calendar's super pretty. It's dark scale with rainbow accents, because that's what I like, and like moons and stars and alchemy type stuff. Super excited about it. And again, completely customizable in Canva. It's actually my calendar and how I plan through everything with the podcast. So you can add your own stuff to it and move things around and make it your own. Anyway, if you need any help with anything, let me know. Love you so much. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you next week. Namaste.